I'm unpacking my clothes. I just bought some clothes from a very cool shop in Hamburg.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Triforce podcast. Tell me more about this bag of clothes that you bought. Oh.
I went to a store called Thomas Punkt,
Nice.
which is it's a family-run shop. 45 Jahren we have been here, and it has been the family set it up, and then their children, and then the children of their children, and all of the clothes are made locally by local artists and fashionistas. And you will pay a lot more for a T-shirt than you thought you would. Welcome.
Is it like you Bruno now, basically?
Yeah. It looks. First of all, it's a really lovely shop. It's in a big sort of 4-story. Looks like a house, but it's tall. So it clearly was like an old factory building of some kind. It's in the middle of sort of downtown Hamburg, surrounded by like the Nike store and everything. And there's this one icon of that very sort of 60s, 70s, post-war, very lefty liberal Deutschland, which was like, money is evil and we should abandon property, you know, that kind of thing, which was their sort of rebound from the depths of fascism. They went straight to the other side, a lot of people in Berlin and stuff like that. And so this was clearly a collective born out of that, but now it's just run by a bunch of hipsters. So I went in there, and there was a lady even older than me, and she was like, "Yeah, we have been running this shop for so long now, and you will find fashion here. You will not find it in your Londons or your Parises or your New York." And I was like, "Okay."
And it was just T-shirts.
No, they had all kinds of stuff there. But the thing is, a lot of it was very Germanic, obviously. So quite
lots
boxy,
of vinyl.
No, like very boxy, wide sleeve, wide arm, very square shaped.
Lots of gimp wear.
No gimp wear. God, you've got a very dim view of Germans.
They work hard, but they play harder, I'm told.
Yeah.
But Hamburg, I spent about an hour and a half this morning walking around it. And it's obviously, this city was severely mauled during World War II. So an awful lot of it was flattened. Just when I was coming here, my mum actually told me that her grandfather, who was in the Air Force in World War I, he came here because he ended up working with German companies post-World War I and then post-World War II. They made a lot of ball bearings in this part of Germany, which is why it got fucking bombed so much, because ball bearings apparently win wars. And he came here, and when he got into Hamburg and looked, it was just still, you know, being rebuilt, and he was just appalled at the devastation, because it was like a lot of classic European cities. You go somewhere like Vienna or Munich that was spared the bombing, and then you come back to places like Hamburg and like Coventry and like Dresden that were just fucking ruined by the war and lost all of that architecture and that beauty. So they've done a good job of rebuilding it. It still has that sort of German style with the very tall buildings with the wide avenues, coffee shops and trees and things. But you'll see this very gorgeous old pre-war building next to a real brutalist slab of concrete. So it has an interesting vibe, but chill people and good coffee. So I'm liking it so far.
Has the tournament started yet?
The tournament is indeed live.
Right.
I don't work today or tomorrow, so I have an easy shift. Yeah. So I'm just chilling at the moment.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice to get some time off, isn't it?
Indeed. Just keeping an eye on the games and
rest and recuperate. Yeah, keep an eye. I haven't been following the international. I meant to, and then I forgot to, and now I feel like it's too late to get into it.
I can't be asked with this stuff, and it's too much going on. Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot.
There's always something going on. Some band playing or a movie or
I'm too busy breeding horse racing girls recently.
You're playing that? Musume Mumi or whatever it's called?
Musume. Musume. Yeah.
So my friend
surprisingly
Alex,
addictive, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched her play it, and I love it's got all the little sort of anime touches. Like I was like, I'm clearly not going to play this because apparently it's very pay to win when you do PvP. But I would probably do
such a small
PvE.
part of it. The PvP,
right? So
it's
I mean, in the PvE, the girls are running, they've got their tail and they're running like that. And then they'll sort of go, whew, and like wipe their brow. And then it'll say like plus velocity and they're going. And I thought this does look quite fun, I guess. But then it's got all the storyline shit. And I was like, this is going to be too weak.
Oh, you can skip all that. I play on like mega fast speed. I don't even watch the races anymore. I just play it like Football Manager. Yeah. I just like, I don't watch anything. I just, it's just, you treat it like a spreadsheet. It is a spreadsheet basically. Yeah. There's like a legacy loop. You want to make like parents and grandparents that can like imbue stats into your racers to like push them up.
You breed the girls?
You don't breed them, but it's like,
okay.
you know, like you're
Christ.
It's roguelike in the sense that like you do like the, you know, the story, the races, and then you kind of build up a character over a brief period of time, and then however they finish, they might win the whole thing, they might not. You retire them like you would do like a normal horse or whatever, and then they have a chance of rolling stats. So you're trying to get like these blue spark stats rolled to the highest, which is like 3, and then when you get that, then your next runs are a bit better because you can imbue those stats into your next racer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's like affinities and there's all these. It is, you can easily break it down into a spreadsheet and just enjoy that side of it if you like as well, and not worry too much about all the other stuff. But it's like pretty repetitive, but it's a nice looking game, and like it, you know, the sounds and everything are pretty cool, and the music and everything. So it's like it's fine, you know.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's neat. I mean, watch the races at first because they're entertaining. The commentary and stuff is very funny. They get so fucking carried away though. Like they're going crazy in there.
My feeling about horse racing is that it's just one of those quirky things that's dying out because of the cruelty and the weird sort of upper class but also farmer vibe of like the people who are in it. You know, it's a very unique group of people who are involved in
like
horse
the Queen.
Racing.
Yeah,
like toothy British people.
Yes,
you know. But also people.
Yes, I'm entering Lazy Sunday to win the championship.
Yeah.
Well, I think you might be underestimating the popularity of horse racing, especially globally. I think it's more popular than
it's still
think,
very
really.
popular, yeah. And there's camel racing as well in other parts of the world. They do camel racing, cockfighting, for example.
Cockfighting.
DMX used to do dog fights, lots of dog fighting.
And Michael Vick, famously.
The kind of people who are willing to gamble on it, though, are also the kind of people who go to sort of dog racing or go to the bookies, you know, and that is not necessarily the mainstream person, is it? It's kind of a more working class individual. Do you know what I'm saying about that?
Dare I say it, a more working class.
Well, it's weird that the horse racing bridges that gap.
A proud industry.
There's still a very British...
After the glue factory.
Disgraceful working class.
You see it, right? Like there's still a very British television made for people, you know. It's like there's all the soap operas are all very English.
They're made for the working class.
They're all very of a thing. I mean,
the fetid stench of the working.
Oh God! Listen, speaking of British television, I watched a show last night. It's like Married at First Sight and Survivor combined, and it was it was pretty bad.
Married at First Survivor.
Survival at First Sight.
So they speed date. They're match made at the end of this process of speed dating by professionals, quotation marks. And then their honeymoon is on a small boat that's taking them to an island. And then they have a bit of champagne. And then they jump into the ocean wearing like their wedding dresses and suits or whatever, swim to this island. And then they have to live together with like nothing, like it like Survivor style. They get like a couple of tins of beans and they got to like build fires. They got no bug nets. And they don't have any clothes or anything. It's just whatever they turn up in. So my suggestion to you is if you're going to go on that show and get married in like fucking Navy SEALs gear if you want to survive. Because they're on there for weeks apparently.
Or get married to that survival guy.
It is mad.
I'm going to wash my hands. You guys keep talking. I've been outside, so I want to wash my hands.
It was hosted by Davina McCall.
Of course it was.
And it's on BBC One. It's unbelievable, actually. I felt like I'd gone back in time like 30 years. But, I mean, it was...
Stranded on Honeymoon Island.
Stranded on Honeymoon Island, yeah. This is what I watched yesterday. I watched this last night. And I'll probably watch it again tonight as well.
It's so all right. Well, I mean...
Yeah. If you're looking for something to watch, Lewis, I think you'd really enjoy Stranded on Honeymoon Island.
I'm not going to watch it, but
that's my big recommend. That's my big up for this week.
I've been watching all of this.
Big up.
That's my one big up.
This garbage guilty TV is fine, Do you know what I mean? It's fine, isn't it? It's like a guilty pleasure. It's like relaxing. You turn your brain off for half an hour.
All the contestants look like they've been stung by jellyfish before they even enter the ocean for the first time.
Wow.
Like they all have like the teeth
fillers.
and the fillers and everything. It's mad. I don't know where they find all these people.
They look like they've been stung by jellyfish.
I go out
get
sometimes.
pushed into the ocean.
Yeah, I go out sometimes. I don't see these people when I'm out and about.
But you don't know where they find them? Fucking Essex. They're not in Jersey. They're in Essex.
I suppose, yeah.
What the honeymoon island is like the fucking Isle of
no, all the bee stung lip
Sheppy.
people. The people with the lips that look 5 times the size of a normal lip.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I guess, like, you know, if you are self-conscious about your lips because you haven't got any,
I guess
then, you know, get some.
I guess
get
They've
some fake
got
ones.
lips. They just want bigger ones.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's one of the worst ones for me in a sense. Like, people always were like, "Oh, don't get tattoos."
I just think it'd be so painful too to have like injections into your lips. Like, ouch.
But I feel like lips are one of the worst ones. If you get all the saggy, if you get the lips swollen up, you're gonna have to have them desagged later on. It's just such a bad idea. The lips thing. Didn't anyone learn from the trout pouts of the 90s?
They still do it.
What was that one? The famous one. She was in Men Behaving Badly. She had
Leslie Ash.
Oh.
She had the iconic trout pout.
She had the iconic trout pout at the time. I don't want to bring people's looks into it like all the time or whatever, but I mean, a big part of watching these shows is that you do kind of, you know, comment on people's looks and stuff, because I think a lot of the people on these shows really rate themselves as well. So, you know, like I think they're like, yeah, look at me. So you want to comment on their looks, or at least think about it, kind of thing. But
have you guys heard of Paris Jackson? I'm so ignorant. I've just learned about this lady.
No.
So she's Michael Jackson's only child.
Oh, right? Yeah, okay. I know who Paris Jackson is.
Wait, only daughter? She's the second child and only daughter of Michael Jackson.
She was the one that he dangled out on the balcony.
The famous balcony dangle.
In London, yeah.
So here's what I don't get. I'm not being funny. Michael Jackson was a black man, 100%, especially in his youth. He had an afro, he had dark skin, he was clearly a black man of African descent.
Yeah.
Paris Jackson is the whitest woman I've ever seen. She is blonde, she has blue eyes, and she looks nothing like she has any kind of mixed race heritage whatsoever.
Well, wait, who's her mother though?
Debbie Rowe, this nurse.
Debbie Rose, that's right.
Was literally paid money to have a baby. Clearly this is a surrogate child. I just find it fascinating that she's listed on Wikipedia as being Michael Jackson's biological child. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, but I don't believe it. Happy to be proven wrong. If you know otherwise, email in for a future mailbag episode and let me know. But I'm pretty sure. She said she's multiracial, but considers herself black. That is so fascinating. She really doesn't look black at all. It looks like she's got no black heritage whatsoever.
Right, I'm gonna look her up. Hang on a second. Paris Jackson. I'm gonna have the final word on this.
You do it.
Because you're the authority.
Paris Jackson, American model and actress. I don't know.
Go to images.
I don't even need to. She comes up. There's image. She's 27 years old. Wait, she was born in 98?
Yeah.
Oh.
When was the balcony dangle?
Probably around 98, 99.
She looks like a little bit like young Madonna. No?
It is frightening that a dangling baby that, as I remember them, is now 27 years old. That is too much.
I just think it's funny
I can't deal with that.
Sips is like, wait, that was 1998? As if that happened like 5 years ago. Like this was all of this stuff was so long ago. All this Michael Jackson stuff.
27 years old now.
Yeah.
I remember when she was just being dangled out of off a balcony as a baby. Like it was yesterday.
When you were being dangled out of a balcony, baby.
Hey, look, it's the little dangler. Oh, look, he's all grown up. The little dangler's old, big 27-year-old lady now. Oh, man. Well,
I don't even know.
Paris Michael Catherine Jackson. Paris Michael. She's actually called Paris Michael. Her first name is Paris Michael. Catherine Jackson.
That is quite. She has had quite the life of being embroiled in that whole mess. God, poor woman.
Yeah, she is a multi-millionaire though. I'm so
let's hope so. Yeah. So she can kind of do what she wants, I guess. You know, that's just how it is. Damn, that's crazy. So what you guys done this week? Anything fun? You been up to anything? You gone
Traveled
to any
to
fates
Hamburg.
or got rained on? Or
I got rained on. Yeah, my kids all went back to school this week, so it's been it's been an interesting one. My youngest started school. Yesterday was her first day. Yesterday she was fine. Today not fine. She's like she realized, hang on a second, I have to come here again. I'm gonna cry and cried. But her teacher's like pretty good though. Her teacher's like, why don't you come and help me do this? And we were like, okay, bye. And just left. But I mean, they gotta get used to it. You know, it takes a couple of weeks. Sometimes some take longer than others.
Yeah, you're now doing this thing. Yeah, this is you have to do it.
Yeah, I think she likes
here every day.
She likes the morning.
You with another adult and all these shitty kids you don't know.
This is your life now. Yeah, she'll be fine once she makes a couple of friends and stuff. I think she'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
it's just it's early days, but I think she likes the morning before we take her because she feels like she's doing the same thing as her older sister and brother, you know, because they're getting ready to go to school, but they're really mopey about it now because they're older, you know. They're like, no, fucking school, fuck, why do I gotta go to school, you know? Like you get all the philosophicals in the morning. What is the point of this? Why do I have to go? I gotta go there all day. Why do I have to be there all day? Why can't it just be like 1 hour? And so you're like, okay, just fucking go to school, come on, like, you know.
I feel like that's at least something they can all agree on, though, even though they're all quite different ages.
Yeah, I get why it was made.
12
because the thing is, I don't think young kids are designed to just be at home all day. Like past a certain age, there's nothing for them to do. And then they're just like, oh, can I paint a marble sculpture of a robin? No, go to fucking school. You can't do that here. Like we don't have these things that you've devised all of a sudden. You know, you know what I mean? Like they just get crazy after a while.
Can I swim with a dolphin at home?
Yeah, like, no, fucking go to school. If they let you do it at school, you do it there. They've got dolphins at school, you ride them, okay? But there's none here. We're not doing dolphins. Like it kind of gets to that point. So it's good. I think it's good for them to go to school. I think it's good.
I mean, I don't think it's good for anyone to stay at home all day. But this is coming from a man who has spent 40 years playing video games all day.
Yeah, at home. Yeah. So I know.
But like, you know, I think I find myself going crazy and like getting very sort of anxious if I'm sat at home or I still find it strange and difficult to have a day off, you know. It almost feels like cheating, you know, like just from having a full-time job and then, you know, because those days off were so rare when you got that, you know, and now I still get that same like feeling when I'm at home that I should be doing something, I should be going somewhere, I should be working on something. I find it very difficult to just
I work on lots of stuff while I'm at home, like a factory or like a grocery store or like
I see.
Prison. I make a prison sometimes, a meat factory. The game allows me to make a meat factory. Spaceships. Been making lots of spaceships. I'm a pretty busy guy. I got lots to do.
Pretty
guy.
I'm
pretty busy.
Guy.
Yeah.
Big prizzy.
Yeah.
Big prizzy.
Yeah. God bless it though. I love staying at home. I'd hate to go. I go out enough. I think I got a good balance. I'm forced out more than I would like to be through having a family and stuff. But you know, like when I get back, I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad to be home. I'm glad, like, even when I'm on vacation, I'm like, it's nice to be home. Nice to get home to all your stuff and everything and your routines and everything. It's good to go away, but like, it's good to be home. But I've never really struggled being at home. Some people are like, oh, I get bored at home, or I don't want to be. I need to go out. I need to do stuff. I'm like, I'm the opposite. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to be around people really that often, and I don't feel like I have to go anywhere. You know, if I need to go to town to get something, I just go get that one thing. I don't like waste any time like browsing or whatever. I just want to get back, you know, raise my horse girls.
Get them girls.
Build my factories.
Breed my horse women. That's what I want to do. Got any plans today? I'm going to breed my horse girls. Race them. New grandparent with 3 stats. My horse girls today. I don't know. I guess write in and let us know. Do you like being at home? Do you like working at home? Would you prefer to go out to an office? I can't imagine many people do. Loads of people
you read about are like, fuck, they're forcing us back into the office and stuff.
I think 99% of people
everybody wants
would prefer to be at home every day, all the time. Yes.
It's far cheaper to be at home, that's for sure.
Oh, God. You have your own lunch.
Yeah.
But won't you think of the estate tax and the money that all these companies paid for these expensive, shitty offices that all look the same? Won't you think of them?
I will. Yeah, I will think of them.
Won't someone think of the rich people?
Won't somebody think of them? Please.
Why doesn't someone think of the billionaire? Guys, please. We're starving here.
They're in big trouble now. They're down to their last few billions.
Oh, man. God, you're making me feel bad now.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to grab some water. You guys crack on. This is great because everything is in one room. Take a bite of my bagel here.
You live in life. What is the plan for you on these 2 days when you're not working then? What are you going to be doing?
Hang out with friends.
Friends?
See Hamburg. Friends.
See Hamburg.
Yeah. You're going to see Hamburg with friends.
Obviously, everyone I work with in Dota, I've known them for over 10 years. A
long time, yeah.
Good friends of mine. They're like, I have multiple groups of friends that rarely meet, not because I keep them separate, but because of the nature of
you don't
my
want
job.
worlds to collide.
I'm chewing. I'll be back in 1 second.
It's funny, really, how he's like just like this, isn't it?
Just kind of slinks around, like he sounds like he's just having a lot of fun all the time.
I think he is. I think he's just clearly in a good place.
Just likes having fun. He's
escaped from the family. He's off on his own.
Yeah.
He's on his own adventure.
Yeah.
He could do what he wants.
Fuck.
Eat a bagel just on the podcast.
Man.
With no repercussions. We're not shutting it down.
No.
We don't care.
No. God.
We've been doing this far too many episodes to give a shit anymore.
We're professionals, so we can handle it.
I do give a shit. I'm sorry. But
No. Not you. Us. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we're professional. At this point in our lives, it's funny to think we are actually professional podcasters. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I could fucking start a podcast. Well, why don't you fucking start one then? Why don't you fucking start one and see if you can do better?
I've got all the Yogs friends, like all the friends I've made through the Yogs, like you guys and everyone down in Bristol and everything like that.
Are they all in Hamburg with you right now?
No, because you are not in Hamburg, are you? And you're one of my friends.
No, I am not in Hamburg.
Okay, very well noted. Oh, not one of my friends either. So
what?
Okay, fair enough. Well, I said you're one of my friends, and you said no, I'm not.
I didn't say that. I said I'm not in Hamburg.
Right, but I said I'm in Hamburg right now, and so are my friends. And you said
I think I might have. I did that thing where I think I guessed what you were going to say and responded to that instead of actually listening to what you said.
Right. So none of the Yogs people are in Hamburg.
No.
Some of the obviously all my Dota friends, for people that I've worked with for some of them longer than 10 years, some of them nearly 15 years. And I've known them a long time and love all of them. Then I've got like my old friends from Bournemouth and from school and stuff like that. And then friends I've made up in London. And it's tricky because I love them all, but they're all kind of geographically disparate.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to think of like how to get them together. So one of the things that me and Mrs. F do every 10 years, we sort of renew our wedding vows, which is, I think I've spoken about it before. It's a nice thing to do.
That's nice.
Get everyone together and you sort of have another mini wedding and you just say, yes, we still love each other and we're still married and I love you, darling. And then it's just an excuse for a party and everything. So it was really nice. So I gather. Oh, and my poker friends, the group of people that I played poker with for many years. Another group of friends.
When's your next renewal?
Let me think. It was my anniversary on the 1st of September.
Oh.
That was our 24th wedding anniversary.
Jeez.
So 6 years' time.
6 years.
So we're 2031.
Put that in your calendar, Lewis. We're going to crash it.
No, I would absolutely love you guys to come next time.
In 6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Where are you going to have it?
In London.
Oh, that's kind of far.
Well, there you go.
You do it.
That's why I didn't bother inviting you last time.
Do it in Jersey.
You gotta can't you come to my house?
Come to Jersey and do it.
I feel like you just come to London on a whim, though. Sometimes Sips.
Sometimes.
Like there'll be some minor celebrity like doing some book signing, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I'm just flying over for the afternoon."
Not for book signing.
Ice Cube happened to be shopping in the area, and I thought I'd come over. And
I would do it if it was like maybe not Ice Cube, but like I would get like for a show or something. I would definitely go. But the thing is, it's quick and easy to do. You could do that in like a night. You don't need to be away for like too long. So like sometimes, I can just about swing it. The problem is I mean, we're connected if you like to London, but like you got to land in Heathrow. We used to have a flight to London City, which was really nice. Was much easier to just land in London City and just get right onto the tube and zip around and stuff. I don't know, like Heathrow and Gatwick are both kind of a pain in the ass.
So the thing is, Heathrow is near me. Like, it's a 20-minute cab ride. So if you did come, which I'm not expecting you to, but if you did, you would just get the little biplane or whatever you get from Jersey over to Heathrow.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-minute cab ride. You're in Twickenham. That's where the party would be. And then you could fuck off the next day. So it wouldn't be that bad.
It's not a biplane from here to Heathrow. Okay,
what is it?
It's an actual Airbus something, like one of the smaller Airbus planes,
Yeah, but you can't just refer to it as an Airbus because that implies it's huge, but it's clearly not.
It is. It's here. Hang on. It's not the A380.
I'm looking up Flight Radar right now. Okay, I'm going to go have a look at Jersey Airport and see what's taking off.
Okay, take a look. You're looking for a British Airways flight from Jersey to Heathrow, which would have left probably this morning. There's probably another one like pretty soon, and then I think there's another one tonight. It's like an Airbus. Yeah, it's like a 150 seater or something. It's a big plane.
Oh, that is a sizable plane. Airbus A319.
Yeah,
that's actually.
You want to see the size of the runway here? It's small.
I'm looking at it.
When you touch down, it's like they're fucking slamming the brakes on, and you're in the cockpit, like up against the windshield, pretty much.
Indeed. See, but I'm looking here. One of the other planes that is flying over Jersey at an altitude of 2,000 feet. Is a Reims Cessna F172M Skyhawk.
Okay, well that is a private plane.
At most a 4-seater.
Yeah, that's a private.
Flying over St. Catharines as we speak.
That's a private plane. If you see any Blue Islands planes, those are like turboprop planes as well. Those are probably what you would think of, being the type of plane for this place, but no, there's some big commercial jets landing here too.
So it's an hour flight.
EasyJet
hour
and
10 flight
BA
from Jersey to Heathrow. Hour 10.
It's not. It's not at all, actually.
That's what it says on here.
I know, but it never is. It's always about 45, 50 minutes.
I see.
You have to be there early.
This is your bonjour. This is your captain from Jersey. Taking off in a moment, so make sure your seatbelts are done up and your drink trays stowed away. Any electrical items that we put
It's so good with the shit mic.
Yeah, it really sounds great with the shit mic.
Flight time today is scheduled to be
crackling and cutting out just like on the plane.
Then, once we land, you can get off the plane and go about your business. We might be able to make up some time today in the air because we are late to take off. We missed our windows thanks to the filthy English.
How does that even work? You're like, I realize we've been sitting on the taxi stand for 7 hours, but don't worry, we'll make the time up in the plane. And then you get on a 7-hour flight and it takes 2 hours. You're like, why don't you do this every time? Like,
obviously, it's not actually 7-hour flight to 2 hours.
No,
but as I'm
exaggerating, but
of course, as I understand it, because I'm being tedious, I have actually read up about why this might be, because it is a common question that I have also had. One of the things is the route you take is often defined by corridors where you're expected to be part of the same traffic with everyone else, and your window is like your slot in that alleyway of planes.
Right.
So that your line, living where I do, I can look and see the line of planes waiting to land at Heathrow coming through this sort of corridor, if you like, of for landing and taking off. So they're coming down to land, and it's
one
like
of the things is
plane gap. So if you miss your bit, they can make it up for you by bringing you in at a different angle, sort of thing. So you don't have to go take the bigger route with all these other planes. You can come in and they'll sort of like, after you or something like that.
It'd be interesting to know how, because we base the time it takes to get places and the distances based on this system. But it'd be interesting to see how long it would take to get from point A to point B with no other air traffic. If it was just like your flight, it didn't need to fit into any of these slots or whatever. I wonder if it would be like a lot quicker. I think it would be.
The thing is, a lot of it actually is to do with. I think it's to do with the wind or something, because sometimes when they fly on the longest route, which is New York, Singapore, I think, or something like that, they sometimes go left around the world and sometimes go right, whatever, clockwise.
Do you think they ever go the wrong way?
Swim
We've gone left, Alpha.
Don't you mean above the world and below the flat Earth? There's no left or right that you can go.
I've confused myself with this explanation, but I think you got the idea, right? Sometimes because it's cheaper. All they care about is the fuel cost, right? For these flights, they actually don't really care about how long it takes. But obviously, how long it takes usually takes longer. It's more fuel. But obviously, fuel is such a huge part of these flights costs that any reduction they can make is going to be a big
they're like fine tuning it down to the drop on these things. Like there's if there's a little bit more money to me bait, if they can make an extra nickel on the flight, they'll do it. You know, I think they have to have some reserve emergency fuels and stuff, though, don't they? Like a little bit.
Well,
there's like a ratio.
Use the turbo. They don't use the turbo every time.
No, they only use the turbo when they're trying to make up time. If you've been delayed.
Engage turbo drive. I do.
Number one.
They do have more fuel than they. Number one, engage the turbo drive. I played a board game with Ben when I was down. I think we filmed it. We weren't going to film it, then we filmed it, which is like a Star Trek board game.
Oh yeah, is that what it's actually called?
So literally something like that.
Star Trek board game. It sounds like a knockoff Star Trek board game.
It was not something. Exactly, Star Trek board game.
Star Trek board game.
No, but it's like a fleet battle thing, but you have like 1 or 2 ships or whatever. And instead of just playing out as, right, I fire my phasers and I roll against your shield, and then your shield takes 1 damage. It's more like it plays out like an episode of Star Trek. So I was the Federation and he was the baddies. I can't remember the what are they fucking called?
For my turn, I'm removing Deanna Troy's clothing while she's in the holodeck.
The Dominion.
The Dominion, that's right. The Dominion. So you actually have the officers. So I had Captain Picard, I had Worf, and I had Chief O'Brien were my 3 officers that I had. And in the expansions, you can get like Deanna Troy and Riker and all the rest of them.
For my turn, I'm replacing Deanna Troy's hairband with Geordie LaForge's visor. You go.
So you actually do stuff with the officers, and they actually have an effect. Like Picard is great at diplomacy.
Oh, nice.
So you can hail, like you actually hail the other ships, and there's like a mechanic for winning the hail,
right?
And sort of talking them into what you want them to do and stuff. And it was really, really good. But it actually plays out just like an episode. It's a very clever game. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd play that. Star Trek board game.
Yeah, Star Trek board game.
Thanks to our sponsor for this week, Star Trek board game.
I'm going to give my week's shout out to Star Trek board game.
Nice.
Is it has it got little ships in it and stuff? It's not just a board game. It's like a miniatures game.
Is it like is it like a day in the life of somebody who lives on the USS Enterprise 1701-D?
Sadly not.
It's next generation. I take it.
I think it's called Star Trek Into the Unknown. And you played the Federation versus Dominion set, which I think is the only one that's
This is the one I played, yes. So they're bringing out expansions, but I played this.
But they have to be quite careful because they can't there's only so much recognizable stuff in Star Trek, right? Like you obviously recognize the Enterprise, okay?
Right.
And you recognize the Klingon bird of prey.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. And the Romulan.
And the Romulan.
The Klingon bird of prey is the cloaking one, right? The bird of prey. Yes. That was Khan's
the Romulans also cloak.
But
no, Khan didn't have a cloaking vessel in the original. This is the Ricardo Montalban Khan.
The Wrath of Khan he stole a cloaking device.
Class.
Oh.
No, he stole a Reliant class Enterprise vessel, which was a science vessel that Chekhov had been seconded onto. He stole that.
Look,
basically
any Earth-based ship in Star Trek has a similar layout where it's either sort of a fairly boring-looking white sort of shaped thing, or it's got a disc with nacelles above, below. There's 1, sometimes there's 2, maybe there's 3, sometimes there's 4.
There's nothing boring about the Federation vessels. They're iconic.
They look of a certain they're iconic, but all the other stuff in Star Trek, apart from a ball cube, which is too big for this game.
No, it's not. You could absolutely the miniatures are fucking huge in this game, and I guarantee you the ball
exactly, and that's why the ball cube is way too big. Have you seen the size of the ball cube?
Yes, but you'll just make a cube, and it doesn't matter in terms of the bigness of the miniature. It really doesn't, because it's just it's not really the biggest factor in the game. Like it's not like you are measuring distances and inches.
But you've seen how
and
large that Jemadar cruiser is in it. It's massive.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. But the scale doesn't make sense. Like you just have a big cube. That's it. It doesn't matter if it's to scale, because equally, if you look at the board, it's like you have a star.
Okay, I'm just saying, as someone who has watched all of Star Trek, Next Generation, DS9, all of Star Trek, all the new stuff, everything.
Right.
When Ben showed me that Dominion ship out of the box set, and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And he was like, "It's from Star Trek." I was like, "I have no idea what it is, even though you've told me it's from Star Trek." He was like, "I'll give you some clues," and I couldn't guess what it was.
It's difficult, like
it's
that, but they want to release the expansions for shit you actually want.
The point,
like if they give you the Klingons and the Romulans and the Federation in the starter pack, no one's going to buy the Dominion expansion because who gives a shit? People are going to pay for the Klingons. They're going to pay for the Romulans. They're going to pay for the Borg.
Well, just about. I mean, but the thing is, like, it's, already in the starter set, there's like 3 different kinds of Enterprise. Do you know what I mean?
Which ones?
No, there's only one Enterprise
The 1701-A and the 1701-D, and what else? The Voyager one?
They've got USS Constellation.
The stubby one?
Constellation, yeah.
Constellation.
And there's also there's a Constellation, there's like the Reliant class, there's all kinds of different classes.
But they're basically, the Constellation is the Enterprise, but with 4 nacelles instead of 2.
What kind of shuttlecraft do they have
vessel.
assigned to
them? They all
them?
have the same little shuttlecraft.
Yeah,
that's fucking bullshit.
You send away parties, you beam down.
Well, can't you paint your you can't like customize it slightly even?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, the shuttles aren't little miniatures on the board. You just have a thing that says team, and you go to here or they're there. Like that's it. You don't have a little shuttle.
They haven't fleshed out that part of the game. Maybe that'll be a DLC.
Trust me, it's a good game. It's a good game.
I'm just worried that sometimes these games, it's a little bit like, I always think it's a little bit like these fucking things that you start
to... He fucking hates it. He hasn't even played.
No, listen. I mean, when you used to be able to buy... you used to buy those magazines, and it was like, build a steam train in 50 issues.
Yes,
right? And so you'd buy episode 2, and you buy episode 3, and you buy episode 4. But then obviously they'd stop it, they discontinue it because it's not being sold anymore. And so you're left with like a half-finished train.
Yeah.
Right? I'm worried that this stuff is happening with these types of games. Like they kickstart a starter set, but they have to hold back any good stuff because they know that they want to keep selling it in the future, right? But they never get to sell that in the future because the starter set isn't good enough because it's got stuff that people don't recognize. Just mean they're shooting themselves in the foot by having a shitty starter set with stuff that you don't know, you've never heard of, in order to try and sell a thing in the future, an expansion for this game, if it gets popular.
Yeah, it's a risk.
But it might not.
What's the alternative, though? Just don't try.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Just start with the best stuff, is what I'm saying.
I think
And then you can worry about if it's successful, great. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so many people are mad with their strategy. Just lead with the good stuff. Put the good stuff out there.
What
you
are you
don't have to plan for a future sequel. It's the same thing with all television shows, right? And all movies and all these franchises that everyone's planning for a fucking franchise or a fucking season 2.
Yeah, because
just make a good season 1. don't have to plan for a season 2 of everything. Fuck you.
It's an attractive prospect for investors if they can see that they have, other plans.
Fuck
it's not
investors.
just like a one.
Fuck all these people.
Well, nothing would fucking happen without them. I don't know if you've noticed, but we do live in a society where capitalism is in full effect. So it makes sense that it's this way.
What's interesting to me is that sequels used to be seen as what they are, which is a cash grab, and people didn't have. I was talking about this the other day on stream actually. That people think of sequels now as like, oh, this is their new blah blah franchise, and I hope there's a sequel to so and so. And people like sequels. People are willing to go watch sequels. Like the most movies are sequels, and as much as you say you're sick of them, billions and billions and billions of dollars have been made at the box office for sequels.
And we've talked about this again, is comfort. People,
it's going to be cheaper to make a sequel, though,
people know what they're getting. They say, I liked that before, I will like it again. It's safe, it's easy, it's accessible. But that's what a sequel is, right?
Were people just gamblers in the 80s? They just didn't care? Like,
yes.
A lot of the movies, think about Rocky had sequels and people made fun of it. The Star Trek movies had sequels. Like on The Simpsons, they're like Star Trek, episode 13. So very tired is the name of the movie.
Well, that's because it's done well. Look at
how they used to sell toys in the 80s. They design all of the toys. They would make loads of them. they made He-Man before anybody even knew what He-Man was. They flooded toy shelves with this toy. Nobody had a fucking clue what it was. Yeah. People would go to the toy store and be like, what the fuck is this? And then the TV show sold them. So, but the TV show was always an afterthought in the 80s. So yeah, it was just a gamble. Let's look at the
biggest movies of the 80s. So, oh gosh, some of these are clearly not sequel worthy. The Killing Fields, that was apparently a very big movie. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1980s in film, highest grossing. So E.T., they never made a sequel for that.
No.
Star Wars was the first of these big. It made 3 movies and they all fucking made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And the Indiana Jones, they made those as well.
Yeah.
I don't think movies are a big problem. Movies tend to be standalone, apart from things like
Top Gun.
Certainly back then.
Movie,
certainly back then they took a lot more risks than they do now.
I think there's a lot of movies that don't have sequels these days, and I don't think it's too concerning. Like,
but these are the big budget movies. Beverly Hills Cop, they didn't plan it as part of a franchise. It was a surprise hit, and then they turned it into movies. Back to the Future, same deal. They made this movie. They didn't think they were going to make a part 2.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 was clearly a cash-in, and so was Back to the Future 2. I mean, all of these things were...
Rambo, which was quite an intense movie, like about a guy coming home from Vietnam, suddenly became part of a franchise, right? Ghostbusters, Rocky. They made Ghostbusters. I don't think they were like, we're definitely going to make a second one. No. They didn't even think they were going to make the first one.
They thought the first one was going to flop. The first one was a miracle that was even released, let alone popular.
Lethal Weapon, I bet they didn't think we're going to make 5 of these and a TV show.
Home Alone was the same. It was like Home Alone should never have seen the light of day. Forrest Gump barely saw the light of day, but was successful. Like there loads of movies from the 80s and the 90s were. But I don't think they set out. They didn't set out to make Die Hard into a franchise.
No. They didn't set out to make Beverly Hills Cop into a franchise. I think the difference is that it started to become normal to have sequels, but you also understood the sequel was going to be shit.
Yeah.
You thought it's going to be shitter. Like they're going to be worse
the industry
and worse
has evolved since those days now.
Yeah, now they're like, this is now part of a multiverse
of
franchise.
Course, it has to be, because this is what they think everybody wants. And maybe it is what everybody wants. I don't know. But
at the same time, we do see some excellent sequels in Terminator 2 and Ghostbusters 2 and some other things.
Aliens,
right? Like
come on.
There were some excellent sequels and reimaginings that have been done very well. So I think there is this illusion that, like, you know, it's like this but bigger and better. You like this, you can get more of this, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? The problem is when things are designed for a sequel, right? When people
there was that period where James Cameron was like the sequel guy, right?
A product like this game, or you know, like a lot of TV shows that are so. They leave it hanging, and I have a bit of a problem with that. Like, what was that show I really enjoyed on Netflix with Jeff Goldblum, and they were all like the Greek gods and stuff. And it's season 2 got cancelled or whatever.
I don't know.
You know, what was that called? It was great. And you know, it leaves such a sour taste in your mouth when you know
when stuff gets cancelled. Yeah,
there's going to be no more of it.
I mean, Firefly. Let's talk about Firefly. It was a great show.
But I almost feel like the writers of the show people are almost like holding the producers hostage by saying, "Well, we're gonna make a deliberately bad end to this to force you to do a season 2." Do you know what I mean? And so there's this kind of.
I think the way that they write stuff is they always leave it open in case it gets renewed or whatever.
What do you when do you think this began? I reckon Lost played a big part in the minds of these guys, because Lost never felt like it was ever going to wrap up.
Twin Peaks was the first big serial, like multi-episode drama format. I think Twin Peaks was the first one.
I think you're absolutely right about Lost, and Lost being the writers had no idea.
They didn't know when the next season was going. Yeah. But so if you do that, you can just keep making it indefinitely until the studio goes, you know what, we've probably run its course, just wrap it up. Or they all get such big offers, they're like, we want to end it. They're like, okay, cool, just finish it off. If you just leave it open-ended and there's no clear story, like the problem with Game of Thrones, of course, is that you know it has to come to an end, because you know
I think everybody got sick of writing on it as well, though.
Well, he hasn't even finished the fucking
book. Here's the thing. He's in the same position as the people who wrote Lost. He set all of this stuff up without a plan for it having a clean bow to tie together. And part of that is George R.R. Martin's idea that history is not necessarily tied up with a neat bow, and sometimes you get the bad guys winning. Okay. Now, when that comes to a big Hollywood production, you can't have that be the end.
You could.
Right?
People would love that.
What, the Game of Thrones ended?
If Cersei Lannister had fucking won and that was the end, that would have been fucking hype. Instead of Bran the Broken, just let's make him king. Where's he been for 5 seasons, by the way? In a forest, lying on his back like a lazy cunt. That's what the fucking end of Game of Thrones was.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they should have ended with like the fascists beginning and killing all the kids and, just everyone gets fucking brutally murdered. Like, maybe that is the way to do it. And it's like, there you go. There you go, audience. How do you like that? All your favourite people are dead and it ends really miserably and depressingly.
That's how the show was to that point.
Well, you're right. Like, it was supposed to be, but I don't know. Like,
it was like a meat grinder, wasn't it?
Formula,
God, everyone died like all the time.
So I think that George R. R. Martin didn't have a plan for what had happened. And when they confronted him about it, he was like, well, I've got a loose idea of what's meant to happen, so this all ties up nicely. Because at the end of the day, Game of Thrones wasn't about just the bad guys winning. It was about the bad guys getting their comeuppance, right? Yeah. It was about Joffrey getting punished for what he'd done, and the cathartic, like, relief of that finally happening after him being terrible for so long, such a great bad guy, but you want to see them fall. You can't just have the great bad guy and they get away with it and win at the end,
just
do all these crimes. You can't have this message where, the Nazi rapist wins at the end.
No,
it's
just
mental.
do it. Yeah. And be like, man, we fucked up. That would be a hype.
And then they do the after years where like he has to like poop in a suitcase in case people find out about his health and stuff like that. They could do a whole like follow-on season.
You not heard about this?
Oh, what? Yeah, you're right. Oh,
they have conversations about organ transplants to extend their lives so that they can just keep going and stuff.
I do remember that.
How do you get a random Wikipedia page to pop up?
I don't know.
There used to be a random button, didn't there?
Yeah. Did they get rid of that?
No, it's still there. Random article.
Oh, random article. There we go.
Alt X. What have you got? What's popped up?
SHORAN, an acronym for short-range navigation, a type of electronic navigation and bombing system using precision radar beacon developed during World War II.
Oh, okay. Oh, very German.
Very interesting.
Karl Schapper, a German sociologist. Alt X.
Alt X.
Okay.
Sounds like a 90s band.
Bush X. Remember Bush X?
Ade Kagawa is a Haudenosaunee sun deity.
Was Bush X anything to do with Bush? Like, what's, I don't know.
What's Bush X?
Well, a band from the 90s, I'm sure. Or unless I'm remembering wrong. Bush X.
There was a band called Bush, I think.
There was a band called Bush?
And a Bush X band as well.
Oh, why did they drop the X?
Oh, okay. So it started. So they were Gavin Rossdale.
Bush X.
They were called Bush X, and then they just became Bush. Gavin Rossdale was famously married to Gwen Stefani, and then had an affair with the nanny, if you remember.
So, due to an intellectual property dispute with another British rock band under the same name, Bush was forced to release their albums in Canada under the name Bush X. So that's why you know them as
because of Canada. Interesting.
That's because I'd never heard of them. What do you think Certodactylus cryptus is?
A dinosaur.
Nope.
A type of rock.
No, close to dinosaur. Close, but it's not a dinosaur.
A lizard.
It is a gecko found in Vietnam and Laos.
Oh, this is like a little Wikipedia quiz.
It is.
Hit me with another one.
Sassafras, Kentucky is an unincorporated community in Knott County, Kentucky, United States of America. It's located along the Kentucky Route 15, 9 miles southwest of Hindman. It's a post office with a zip code of 41759.
Is that what they make sarsaparilla out of?
Sassafras. No, sassafras. It's a good sounding insult.
It's great, isn't it?
No, sassafras. I don't believe a word of that.
It does sound like you were an old sort of American
prospector.
Yeah, with no teeth, you know.
Sassafras.
Oh, sassafras. There ain't no gold in them hills. I think Will Ferrell did a character like that on SNL, where he was old-timey prospector who was for some reason sent to go along with a special forces unit. and they're like describing how they need to approach very quietly, and he stands up and all his pots and pans are rattling. That's a really, look that up. That's a really funny sketch. I love that. But he always, when someone says something he disagrees with, he goes, "Oh, peaches." That's one of my favorites.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I think he'd let that. All right, here's another random. Oktoberfest, a fundraising event organized by the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region. It's a 5K run walk followed by an outdoor festival in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in Bear Creek Regional Park.
Wow.
There you
So
go.
if you're in the area around that time, make sure to pop on down and enjoy
It's a dog festival.
bratwurst and maybe pretzel and have a run.
In Colorado Springs?
Well, I think there's like there's parts of America that have like these big German communities that celebrate Oktoberfest and stuff, isn't there? I'm sure.
I guess.
Sure
I didn't know that. I didn't know Colorado was one of them.
I don't think it is.
There's all these little community weird events that spring up and become traditions, and then some local person runs them or coordinates them, or they can't stop.
You know what? Nikola Tesla ran in Colorado Springs. He had an experimental station called the Tesla Experimental Station, operated on Nob Hill, Lamau.
Nice.
All right, let's do Lew's News. It's definitely time for Lew's News.
I got nothing today.
He's got no news. The Lew's News reservoir is empty of news.
Well, I didn't
drained.
necessarily think we were recording, so I didn't ask Sam to prepare anything.
I see. I'll just keep doing random wiki. Here is an album called Not Enough Hours in the Night, which is a song written by Aaron Barker, Kim Williams, and Ron Harbin, recorded by American country music artist Doug Supernaw. Doug Supernaw with his hit, Not Enough Hours in the Night. Take it away, Doug. Thank you, I will. Dung, 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 dung. There ain't enough hours in the night. Boom, 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 boom.
I don't think they write country music like that anymore, Flex. I don't know. I think those days are...
I gotta get up to pee 4 times a night. There ain't enough hours in the night. Dun, 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 dun.
I think it's like it's gone all sassy now, country music. You know, it's like
Mrs. F listens to modern country.
Does she? Is it all? I imagine it's all like women's country music is all like Shania Twain. Like, damn.
No, she listens to the.
Why did I wear makeup
lads.
for this? And then male country music is like, shit. My farming equipment costs too much, and I'm not popular with the ladies. That's what I imagine.
No, it's mainly about heartbreak,
right?
And it's mainly like I should never have gone down to that bar tonight in my big old truck with my shit.
You're right.
See, again, this sounds like old country music, though. This sounds like the new stuff. I think is like sassier and stuff. You know, like
I'm telling you, listen to it, because sometimes when Mrs. F is working, I will hear her listening to it.
Honestly, you are 100% right. It is about trucks and heartbreak.
Truck is the number one. If you did a word cloud for modern country, it would say truck about the biggest.
Okay.
And they don't rhyme it with fuck.
Modern country
they rhyme
music
it with luck.
Still talk about trucks.
Down on my luck. Guess what broke? My truck again, just like my heart breaks.
Okay. Here, listen to this. I got an interesting little quote here for you. It's from an AI overview on Google. Okay, because I typed in, does modern country music still talk about trucks a lot? Okay, and this is the response. Modern country music still mentions trucks, but the frequency has declined from the peak of the bro country era, with some analysis showing significantly fewer truck references in recent years. While trucks were a staple theme of the mid-2010s, other lyrical themes like love and heartache are also prevalent, and the genre itself is becoming more diverse, moving beyond the stereotype of just beer, trucks, and girls.
Damn, well, maybe she's listening to pre-modern, slightly bro country. I always tell her it's because she wants a real man to talk to her. Not someone talking about Football Manager and Dota. Some guy talking about his truck and his giant penis. Bingo, that's what she wants.
Aren't those just...
Maybe the truck is the penis.
Those are just kind of very similar to Dota and miniatures or whatever the other thing you mentioned was.
I just had an amazing coincidence. I landed on a random wiki page about Jürgen Dick,
right?
A former Swiss curler, and I kept going, and then I hit William Pole, which is also a kind of penis-sounding name.
Wow, maybe it's on purpose.
What's next?
Wasn't there a curling movie in the same sort of spirit of Kingpin about curling? It called no, you know what I'm getting confused with? Actually,
I'm guessing this was a Canadian movie. There was a film called Curling.
I'm sure that there's one. I'm sure that there's one like where the curlers go to like a bar and everybody's like loves the curlers and stuff. But actually, the one I was getting confused with was the figure skating one that had the guy from Napoleon Dynamite in it. Blades of Fury
Blades
or
of
something.
Glory. Blades of Glory. Blades of Fury.
Yeah.
So there is a film called Curling. It is, of course, a Canadian drama film directed by Denis Crotte and released in 2010.
Right.
The film stars Emmanuel Bilodeau, Philomène Bilodeau, Jean-François Jules-Yvon Sauvageau, and Jean-Guy Tupperware in
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Wow, he's in everything.
Yeah.
It does sound like a Will Ferrell vehicle, actually.
Yeah.
Do you, okay, both of you guys give me a topic and I'll get some quiz questions. I'll Google them up.
Really?
Yeah, go on. Let's do a little quiz to end the podcast. Give me a topic.
Favorite foods in a nursing home.
Foods in a nursing home, yeah. And what else, P-Flex?
Favorite prison dinners.
I'll give you a topic.
Yeah, I'm just going to Google prison trivia questions.
Just do that.
Fun
That's
things
great.
to do on a train.
Prison trivia.
Okay,
prison trivia sounds great. Yeah.
Prison trivia. Okay, well, this one. Okay,
this is going to be a tough thing to find.
All right, sure. So, these are too easy. In which U.S. state is Sing Sing located?
The Sing Sing is in New York.
It's New York.
Is it? Oh, I thought that was a nickname for Alcatraz.
It is New York.
Oh, it's an island. They still have prisoners in Sing Sing.
Yeah,
it's
of course it is an active federal prison, yeah.
What is the name for a prisoner who is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole?
A lifer?
Yeah, this is like a crossword puzzle clue, isn't it?
This is like New York Times Monday when it's easy.
Okay. What is it? What is a shank? I think you can
That's a knife.
That one. Which US TV series starting in 2005 followed two brothers?
Prison Break.
That's one of them.
I haven't even seen it. I haven't even watched it.
Easy.
Not even.
You know what? The problem is that
I didn't watch it even
in
one
like
time.
The first season.
Yeah.
In fact, I think episode 1 they break away, so it's really just on the run, not Prison Break. If it had been a show where they spent season after season attempting to escape from a prison and gradually building towards some epic Mission Impossible style escape, I would have watched it.
That was Cell Block
like
H.
a whole episode where they're just trying to smuggle a screwdriver out.
What about Oz? Oz was set in a prison as well, and one of the seasons of Lost was set in a prison. Not Lost. The Walking Dead is what I meant to say. Was set in a prison. The Shawshank Redemption, very famous prison movie. Escape from Alcatraz. Also,
I'd like to say that Andy fought the good fight and won.
Which U.S. prison is known for its license plate factory, where inmates famously make vehicle plates, but also was brought to fame by Johnny Cash?
Oh, Folsom.
Oh, Folsom. No, it's a San Quentin. I hate every inch of you.
It's Folsom in California. Which prison stormed in 1789 symbolized the start of a major historical revolution?
The Bastille.
The Bastille. Correct. This is great. I'm enjoying this. Prison stuff.
Prison drama.
Which notorious Soviet-era forced labor camp inspired the term the Gulag?
I don't know the name of it.
It's a very difficult answer. Glavno.
Wait. Oh, yeah, I was going to say Glavno.
Ravnili.
Lagarian. Glavno Ravnili.
Yeah. That's a hard one. What does the abbreviation the SHOE stand for?
The SHOE is solitary confinement.
Solitary housing, only eggs. You go in there, you only get eggs.
I think it's the special housing unit.
It's SHU, actually, isn't it? It's like,
special housing unit.
So it should be the SHU.
The SHU.
They'll send him to the SHU.
That's where all the dirty protesters go.
Which
you like slinging dookies, do you? Welcome to the SHU.
Which famous prison was escaped from in 1962 by brothers Frank and Clarence Angin and another inmate
Alcatraz.
who were never found?
Alcatraz.
I think that was the only escape from Alcatraz.
But did they escape? I mean, they technically got out, but did they make it out?
Because I see. Do you reckon there was a conspiracy and they were like,
no. It's just that they the famous movie, the Clint Eastwood movie, one of his best movies actually, Escape from Alcatraz. I love it.
Yeah. It was just him.
They get out. They did get out. 3 of them got out, and they had rafts that they made from raincoats.
That's right.
That they sort of covered with this cement.
And they put paper mache versions of themselves in the beds.
Of their faces in there, which is referenced in Prison Architect. When someone digs a tunnel and escapes, there's a little mask.
They were digging the tunnels behind the posters in their rooms. Remember they had the pinups?
So they got out. No, they used the grate. The vent.
That's right.
And they made fake vents that slotted in there that were just painted to look like real vents.
Yeah.
But so that they did get out. But the problem is that the San Francisco Bay is incredibly hard to swim. It's incredibly cold.
Yeah.
It has very strong currents, and it's a long way to it's like a mile. When we went to San Francisco a few years ago, we took the boat over to the Rock.
Did you see Sean Connery while you were there?
Sean Connery, you're not taking me back to the Rock. their gift shop is very overpriced.
Do you know what the name? Where is the Devil's Island penal colony?
French Guiana.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, wow,
French
very
Guiana.
good.
Can you name the book or the memoir from that
Papillon.
is from? It's Papillon. And
which means butterfly.
It does. And how did they escape? Do you remember?
Dustin Hoffman dug a hole behind a poster of a pinup. A Bo Derek.
100%. No, I believe that they bribe local crocodile hunters to help them escape via boat? Something like that?
No, I think they stitched together bags of coconuts. And then they jumped off a cliff or something with the bags of coconuts to survive the fall and something.
The Memoir du Papillon, a lot of it is bullshit. And they're like this Henri Degas, this forger, didn't exist, and his storyline doesn't match up with everything. Like, I think he's just a bit of a rogue, but it's a wonderful story, really wonderful story. I love that. I love the movie. I love the book. So big fan.
Nice.
Which Russian prison is FKU IK6 is one of the worst, holds some of the worst and most dangerous criminals in Russia. It's like one of the oldest prisons in Russia. Do you know what it's called?
No.
It's famously
Gulag Kronky Spodny 4.
It's called Black Dolphin Prison.
Oh.
You heard of that?
No, never.
I feel like it's one of these places that would be referenced famously in like
Metal Gear.
Marvel movies or something.
Metal Gear Solid.
Like Escape from Black Dolphin Prison.
Doesn't look so bad.
I'm sure it's lovely. Which notorious South American prison was so violent and ungovernable that inmates ran it themselves until 2002, when I think it was closed.
God knows.
It was called the Carandiru Penitentiary.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite a mess. And I think
there are a few countries in the world, a few continents in the world where I'm like, oh, I really wouldn't want to go to prison there.
No.
South America is one of them.
Yeah, it's high on my list. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go to prison in Thailand either, yeah. Or China, for that matter.
Or anywhere, to be honest.
If I ended up in prison in Scandinavia, it doesn't look as bad.
Norwegian
as
and
South America.
Danish and Norwegian prisons actually seem kind of good. They have they have that nice fitted furniture and stuff.
You get like a log cabin with a
you
Nintendo
have
DS.
puppy cuddling time and stuff. It's like, it looks fine.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
Today you spent 12 hours thinking about how you could do something better. You could maybe not rob people and steal from people. This is a 12-hour reflection period, and then 12 hours of rest.
12 hours of cuddling puppies, and then 12 hours.
Then tomorrow is the cuddling puppies workshop, which you'll have to go to, and then another 12 hours of learning to bake phyllo pastry.
Yes,
it does sounds great. Yeah. It's like
I'm like in a self-imposed Scandinavian prison right now, pretty much.
The prisoner is to be confined to his garage where he'll play video games and record a podcast. No!
You gotta weave in a bit of puppy cuddling as well.
Please, I beg you. Give my clients some leniency.
Those puppies this weekend. I'm going to see those puppies again this weekend. Those little puppies, little Jack Russell puppies.
So let me get this straight. You had 2 kids.
Yeah.
But then you decided to have a 3rd kid.
Yeah.
And now you're deciding to further complicate your life with puppies.
No, we don't own them. We're just like we're just our friends own them, and are trying to rope us into like walking them.
I thought you were on the fence,
which we're kind of like going along with because it's fun.
Yeah, walking them is fun, and the kids will love that.
But I mean,
if you get a dog yourself, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I know. But like we took the kids to see them before we went away, and they loved it. They were like, because they live out like further out, so there's like lots of like country walks and fields and stuff. So they were walking them nice and safe. Didn't have to worry about cars and stuff. It was good. So, I mean, I like puppies in that context where I guess it's a lot like being a grandparent, you get all the fun of kids, but then you don't have to like put them to bed and do the nighttime and morning routines with them and stuff, that's fine.
All right. Well, there you go. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough podcast.
That'll do.
For the day.
Pig. Yeah.
Thanks for.
Well, live long and prosper. We talked about Star Trek a lot this episode, and see you next time, I guess.
Yeah. God.
Thanks.
Live long. Sick of you guys. I'm gonna go and cuddle a puppy and
okay.
Learn how to break phyllo pastry, whatever it's you said.
12,
All right. Bye.
12 hours of puppy cuddling.
Bye.
Bye.